We are halfway through Donald Trump's first 100 days back in office, and Democrats, some believe, are struggling to find an effective way to publicly oppose the president's agenda. Recently, longtime Democratic strategist James Carville had an unusual suggestion for them. Roll over and play dead. James Carville joins us now. He, of course, helped elect former President Bill Clinton in the early 90s, and Mark McKinnon is here. He is a former advisor to both George W. Bush and John McCain. All right, James, you wrote that a few weeks ago, so let's talk about what has happened since then. The tariffs went into effect. Markets have been annihilated. President Zelensky was kicked out of the Oval Office, and DOJ has been taking an absolute sledgehammer to the federal government. Do you still believe that Democrats should play dead?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm delighted to be on here with my dear friend Mark McKinnon. We go back 41 years. I was his boss in Texas Senate rate back in 1984. So anytime I get a chance to appear with one of my pupils, I'm always glad. The second, to your question. So today, the NASDAQ dropped 4%. Elon Musk went on Larry Kudlow's show and said we ought to either cut or eliminate Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. How do you get in front of that? All right? There's no way to do that. So my point is, do you want to go there and bang canes at the State of the Union, or flash auction signs? Or do you want to have a dignified and determined response to the absolute threat this poses to the United States? And everybody like, ooh, let's charge. Let's do something. Oh, like a charge of the Light Brigade. No. Treat this like the moment it is. The whole experiment of the United States is at risk. Let's act like it. Let's don't do stunts and candlelight vigils and all the other crazy, goofy stuff they do. This is where we are. Let's rise to the moment.
So what does that look like, Mark? Should they let a government shutdown happen this Friday?
Well, listen, first of all, it was exactly 40 years ago that I did my first campaign with James Carville. I learned most of what I know about politics from James. He was the smartest strategist working then, and he still is. By the way, we won an upset primary then, and we had to move James out of the building because he was scaring the interns so badly. We had to get him a separate office. James is right. I mean, the problem is if you bark every time Trump bites, all you're doing is making noise and howling at the moon. You know, if you react to everything, you're focused on nothing. And I think, again, let's go back to James Carville's famous mantra, it's the economy, stupid. This thing is cratering us on its own. There's nothing that James or I can do to speed it up. It's happening. I thought there might be town halls in Republican districts in the North a year from now. They're in the red states in Georgia, places in Georgia right now, howling at Republican congressmen about what's happening. So we just need to sit back and get focused. But I do think the response should be determined, as James says, but super focused and make it about the economy because that affects all voters, including MAGA voters.
But here's one of the issues, James. The American people are not getting accurate information. There is a misinformation cannon shooting through televisions, through social media all day, every day. Last night, I was in an Uber in Northwest North Carolina, right, in Asheville, where they had a hurricane 6 months ago. And my Uber driver said to me, we haven't gotten any financial support, not from Joe Biden, but now that Donald Trump is in office, all that money for us that's been tied up in cities because of DEI, we're finally going to get that money. And I thought, if it wasn't 3 a.m. and I needed to get into my hotel, I would have sat there and had an argument with that man. But should people stop? Should Democrats stand up? Should they be going on Fox News and telling the American people the truth? Because scores of people down where you live in Louisiana, they're being fed rhetoric every day that just ain't the truth.
Well, first of all, that guy is what we call in Louisiana a gone pecan. You're not getting him. He's done. He's a gone pecan, okay? And just remember Carville's first commandment of politics, thou shalt not make an ass out of thyself. Okay, so we gotta be. In fact, I can't argue with that guy. What happened in Western Gulf about a lot of wonderful people out in that part of the country, but some people make a life choice to be stupid. All right, the guy's probably not, and I know plenty of people like that. They just choose to be stupid. Well, I can't do anything about that. But there are people that we can get in more than one. You're watching this organic movement come up in these town halls around the country. You're watching the chair of the Virginia State Party told me they're getting more people coming into headquarters in these counties, all even outside of Northern Virginia, in the Shenandoah Valley and South Side, and all the places around the Commonwealth. They're coming in, and there's a movement out there. We have to trust it. Yeah, I know we had a terrible election, but we have to manage this properly. The country is counting on us, and we just have to be smart, effective, and patient. And that's our big hope. And I think our leadership is just going to have to rise to the occasion.
Let's talk about the leaders or the leading voices. Senator Bernie Sanders is on the road. He's holding rallies as part of his Stop the Oligarchy tour. Thousands of people are attending. Mark, do you believe Bernie Sanders is the right voice, is the right messenger? I mean, he's an OG when it comes to rallying Democratic troops, but he's also an OG.
He is an OG, but he's the reason he's an OG is because he has a message that resonates with an important part of the Democratic base, and he's the most authentic voice out there. Even though he's older than James and I are, which is saying something. But listen, I think there are people following in his footsteps, and it's important for those voices to be heard. And great that Bernie Sanders is out ringing that bell. There's a lot of heat out there, and I think that he's helping kind of stir the pot. But again, per James' point, I think that broadly speaking, let Sanders do his thing, let AOC fire up the base. That's great. Keep them engaged. But, the Gone pecans are going to go to the grocery store, and the pecans are going to be pricier. They're going to have to pay more for those pecans and for eggs. So that's the point at which we can say, okay, march, march forward. We got them. They're on their heels.
Right.
Well, there was an unlikely. Yes.
You have to seize opportunities that come your way. Right. The most asinine thing I've heard anybody say in a long time is the Secretary of Agriculture of the United States of America, the Secretary of Agriculture of these United States of America, was asked about high egg prices, and she said maybe people need to raise their own chickens. Okay, that's not once in a century stuff. That's Marie Antoinette clueless. All right? Raise your own chickens. And we just got to let these people continue to talk. They are fools, and don't get in a way of letting them make fools of themselves. And I really mean that. And every day you come up with another situation like this, where Mark Kelly, who's one of the most patriotic people, where Elon Musk says Mark Kelly is a traitor. What's wrong with this picture? This guy was like, I don't know how many combat missions in the Navy, was unbelievable. His wife is literally a martyr. And this guy says that Mark Kelly is a traitor? He's one of the most respected people in the United States. We just have to trust that people are going to rebel against that at some point. Going to say, well, maybe I was voting because I didn't want this, but look what you're getting. Look what you're getting. Look what's right in front of your face. A chicken coop. Enola Gay. So I want to put a chicken coop over to Enola Gay and let that be the simple of the whole thing.